Hello traders, this is DFXS. Welcome to TFX family, and I believe that guys you are all doing great. All right, in this video we are going to learn about the recovery mode 2. Remember, in our last video we talked about the recovery mode 1, and today we are going to talk about the recovery mode 2, so that you can understand the importance of using recovery mode, or the meaning of using recovery mode to get or to earn more profit. And without wasting time, guys, let's get into it. All right, remember we are doing this or we are demonstrating this through our TFX manual, Nairobi manual EA, whereby it's a RENKO system. And don't forget, it is a copy of a RENKO Sniper. But the setup that we are using here, or the example that I'm trying to demonstrate on what you can do in case you want to get more profit or to earn more profit in Forex market, you can apply it to all our EA. SMC Sniper, it has the same setup, and also a RENKO and a manual. And when you are using manual, when you set up the manual, you don't need to repeat it each and every time. When you save the templates, that's all. That is the work of the EA in the manual system to do the work. All right, so we make things easier when it comes to trading. So we are going to use the RENKO file too. Remember, when you are using even RENKO Sniper, you are only using the template. So these are very, very simple system to use, because you are not needed to set a lot of things. So this, what we are sharing here, it's very simple, because you are using just the template of the RENKO file. So here we are going to use TFX RENKO file too. Then it's just one click, and it is the work of the system to generate or to create the RENKO chart. All right, let me repeat it again, because you have to see it. It's only that. You just do that. Then the second thing, you post the algo trading here, because we want to do some small changes. Every time when you are trying to do changes, always remember you have to post the algo trading, and then you do your changes. And don't forget, guys, you can subscribe our system with a monthly subscription, so that you can earn, or you can make good money, that you can be able to purchase your lifetime license. The EA, it's 150 monthly, and the manual, it's $75. And remember, we are giving the offer of this 1st July, and today is 25, only 5 days remaining. All right, today is 25th, only 5 days remaining. Then we'll go to 150 and blah blah blah. We are giving 45 days. All right. Oh my, this is not an advertisement, but it is good to remind you the price, because we are giving 45 days this month of July. We are giving you 45 days with only 150. But from next month, August, we are going back to $150 and $75 for manual, right? Then let's go back to our video, right? You double click here, and then we scroll down to this point where we get now recovery mode. This was the recovery mode 2. So now let's learn about the recovery mode 2. When you are working with this recovery mode 2, the recovery mode 1 must set into to false. All right, it must be false. Now when working with this recovery mode 2, that's one we are going to activate. Now I want you to get to pay attention, all right, to what I'm about to share with you, the small changes that you can do. So when working with the recovery mode 2, we are going, this is the distance that we are going to set. But now the things are different here. Let me go back here so that I can remind you something here. When we were talking about the recovery mode 1, all right, let's say, for example, this is a buy, all right, this is the, let's say, for example, this is a buy signal, and the market reverse, right? And maybe we set a distance of 10 pips. So if this is where our first buy is, after 10 pips, it will add another buy, and another distance of 10 pips, it will add another position of buy, and another 10 pips distance, again, it will add another buy. So that is recovery mode 1. I just want to remind you because that's how it works, so that you can learn the difference between this recovery mode 1. Now, because we're talking about now the recovery mode 2, let me show you the difference. So the recovery mode 2 works like this. Let's say, for example, this is your first entry. All right. The recovery mode 2 is based on where your stop loss is. For instance, let's say, for example, because our system are programmed with money management, and let's say, for example, we are risking 1%, or let's say for 2% of our account. And according to where the entry is, the 2% of our account, the stop loss should be somewhere here. You might not see the stop loss as usual, but when we are risking 2%, it counts money that are, or the capital that you have. So it is 2%. So I'm giving this stop loss as an example. So suppose this is where our stop loss is. All right. Now, the recovery mode 2, it's very different. Whatever pips will set, because we want the EA to add more position in order to be profitable, it will count from where the stop loss should be, or where the stop loss is going back. All right. So this means if we set 10 pips like the recovery mode 1, it will add another position here if where the market is, or where the ask price is, and the distance from where the stop loss is and where the ask line is, or the buy line is, the difference is, or the distance is 10 pips. So the 10 pips will be counted from where the stop loss is. I want you to get that. So this means it will enter the position when it comes close to our stop loss with 10 pips. And this is when, let's say, for example, the market is coming, instead of hitting your stop loss, maybe it can be so close, or maybe it can be far. But as long as it will be like the distance of 10 pips, it will add another position, so that when the market goes up, you can earn more money. I hope you are getting the point. So this means that it will count from the stop loss, not where the position is. The recovery mode 1, it will start counting from our first position. So after first position, 10 pips, it will add another position. 10 pips, it will add another position. But now when it comes to recovery mode 2, it will count from where our stop loss is, right? So this means if we want to add more position, we are adding more position when we come close to our stop loss. Hope you are getting the point. It will start adding positions when it comes close to our stop loss. So that is the difference between recovery mode 1 and recovery mode 2. So this tells you, let's go back to our settings now. So this tells you if you're working with a recovery mode 2, and let's say, for example, we activate recovery mode 2, all right? And from here, at this point, we can set like 50 pips. All right, we can set the 50 pips. The max trade, it's still the same. This max trade of the setup, it is still the same as the one we were using with the recovery mode 1. So the max trade remain the same. So if I set there four trades, let's say, for example, the instant execution also remain the same. We want only one position, all right? One position. Now, this means that when the market comes across, let's say, for example, here, this is where our stop loss is, all right? And this is where the market is. And let's say, for example, this is where the 50 pips is, according to what we have set here, all right? This is our 50 pips. So this means if this is where our 50 pips are, this is where the first position will be added, because it is 50 pips from the stop loss, not from our first position, but from the stop loss. From the stop loss to where our buy line is, it's 50 pips. And this is why now it will add one position here. We have set the distance of 10 pips. So this means now from this position here, when the market reverse continue going like it's approaching our stop loss with 10 pips, it will add another position. When it goes again another 10 pips, it will add another position. So I hope this one is getting or it's sinking into your mind. So it will start counting from our 50 pips that is coming close to our stop loss. Then from our 50 pips, it will start counting 10 pips, 10 pips. In every 10 pips, it will add another position. Hope you are getting it right, because that is what you really need to understand about how the recovery mode 2 works. Let me repeat it again. This is our first order, all right? And automatically our stop loss is here, all right? Then when the market is dropping, approaching our stop loss with a distance of 50 pips from where our stop loss is, that is where a first position will be placed. Right? Then when the market again drop like 10 pips, because we have set here the distance of 10 pips recovery, then it will add another position. Then another distance of 10 pips, it will add another position. Another 10 pips, a distance of 10 pips recovery, then it will add another position. Now, hope you are getting it, because it's when it comes to recovery distance and instant execution, it's the same as recovery mode 1. So now someone will ask, what is the difference of recovery mode 1 and 2? And why having recovery mode 1 and recovery mode 2? This is all about how you'd like to trade, because I've been telling you the system contains everything you have ever learned or anything you have ever thought about, all right, even beyond that. So the difference and the importance of using the recovery mode 2, it's that you will start adding more position. I think if you have been in the market, you are familiar with the market approaching your stop loss, and sometimes it can be close or far, then the market can reverse. And if this is where our first position was, we don't, maybe you don't want to, and maybe because this is the market, no one controls the market and we don't know where the market will go, all right? You don't know if the market will come and hit your stop loss, or if the market will come across your stop loss, then it will go up. And you don't want to experience a huge negative. So the difference between the recovery mode 1, the recovery mode 1 will start adding positions 10 pips after the first position. So this means here can be another position, another 10 position, another position, another position after the distance of 10 pips. And maybe if you are using the recovery mode 2, it will start adding, this is where our 50 pips is. So this means if this is where our 50 pips is, where now it should start adding more position, because 50 pips approaches our stop loss. This means our first position to be entered, it will be here, another one here. So when this person is experiencing huge negative, you are not experiencing a huge negative. Why? Because the market is dropping, and the EA started opening position at this area. Now, everything must have advantage and disadvantage. Let's talk about the advantage of recovery mode 1 and advantage of recovery mode 2 and disadvantage of recovery mode 1 and disadvantage of recovery mode 2. So the advantage of discovery mode 1, when the market, maybe the market can drop to this place and maybe your stop loss is somewhere here. Let me show something here because you must see it clearly. Let's say, for example, this is your first entry. All right, I'm giving an example. Then another entry here was set after 10 pips, another 10 pips. And let's say, for example, the stop loss here. All right, I want you to ignore the market is dropping here. So this means the advantage of recovery mode 2, it is when the market maybe drops somehow literal like this one, a small distance, then the market goes up. This means you will earn more profit because according to the market, let me give you an example like this place. The market, let's say, for example, you entered here. Let's say, for example, this is where your entry point was, and your stop loss is below here, these bricks. The market can reverse to this point and go up. So this means the person who were using the recovery mode 1, you earned a good profit. Why? Because there was a first entry here. First entry was here. After 10 pips, another entry, another 10 pips, another entry, another 10 pips, another entry. So this means the market did not come to hit your stop loss, but in case the market reverse. So this means all this now added position will be in a good profit and you will earn more. So that is the advantage of recovery mode 1. So the disadvantage of recovery mode 1, it is if the market can reverse and come and hit your stop loss. This means all this will be in negative also, right? It will be in negative also. And this means you can lose also a good money. But thank God our system is programmed according to money management. So if it is 2%, it will only be also 2%. The only thing the system will do will, let's say, for example, will calculate according to your account and the lot size. So you don't have to worry about that. Whether the market will come to this point, this means you will still lose 2%, right? But the disadvantage is you can lose a lot of money. Let's say, let's ignore about the money management. You can lose a lot of money because the EA started adding position at this point. So this means you can lose a lot of money if the market can come and hit your stop loss. So that is advantage and disadvantage of a recovery mode 1. Now, let's talk about the advantage and disadvantage of recovery mode 2. Let's say, for example, this is again where our first position is. The advantage or disadvantage of recovery mode 2, I want you to understand this. Let's say, for example, this is where our stop loss is again the same place because the stop loss should be the same place. And let's say, for example, this is where our 50 pips is because we set recovery mode. If it comes close to our stop loss with 50 pips, we want it to start adding position. So this means that this position here, it will add only one position. The advantage of this one, in case if this market start coming to hit your stop loss and maybe there was another 3 position, these 3 position will not be in a huge position compared with the position that will be would have been added by recovery mode 1. So this means there is no big loss in recovery mode 2. And if now let's talk about that is disadvantage. Advantage, you won't experience a huge profit. You won't negative, sorry. You won't experience a huge negative. So that is the advantage of recovery mode 2. But the disadvantage of recovery mode 2, suppose the market just came approaching our stop loss with 50 pips and open only one position. Then from there, the market went up. So this means the person with the recovery mode 1, if the market came to this point and then reverse, he already banked a lot of money. But this person, you cannot bank a lot of money because you only have first position and the second position. So this profit cannot be compared with the person who used the recovery mode 1. So that is the disadvantage only for recovery mode 2. The recovery mode 2, it does not guarantee more profit like recovery mode 1, but it guaranteed more less or less negatives or less uh, you cannot lose that money. That is my point. You cannot compare it is with a less risk, less profit. All right, that is a good terms I think to use when we are talking about the recovery mode 1. Less profit, less negative or loss. And the disadvantage and advantage of recovery mode 1, huge negative, huge profit. And since our system are the one analyzes the market, let me tell you, it's let's talk about it's only because this is market. It is only when the market have to do its thing. But since this system is programmed by is based on a full price action SMC plus SMC's advanced SMC concept, it is more than 95% accuracy, the signal that you receive from this system or the trades that will be taken by our system, especially RENKO system. It is more than 95% accuracies because of the combination of full price action and SMC concept. So we accept when they hit our stop loss, we accept. But the good thing is our system is programmed to recover all the losses. This is why if you have been following us on our Telegram, you'll find that there is losses and recoveries, but you cannot compare losses and profit. That is the most important thing about our system. It's programmed with money management, and at the same time, it's programmed with a recovery mode or recovery setups. When they hit your stop loss, it must recover, and you cannot compare the profit and the losses. I do believe, guys, you're following. And this doesn't matter whether you have the EA or you have the manual system. The manual system, it is a signal generating EA. The setup are the same. This one generates the signals and it will alert you. The only thing you do with the manual, it is to place buy or sell whenever you receive the signal. But when it comes to analysis, when it comes to setup, they are all the same as a RENKO Sniper. So you don't have to confuse yourself. You don't have to think or otherwise about the manual. Here, it is the EA generating the signal. So you don't have to analyze the market. You don't have to do anything. It is the work of the EA to analyze the market and to send signals or to give you a signal. I do believe, guys, you are following closely and you are understanding about the benefit of recovery mode 1 and recovery mode 2. It's very, very important to understand how they work because they can make you become more and more profitable. So allow me, because I don't want this video to be that long, I just want you to understand this. I will continue sharing the video in order for you to understand it correctly. So thank you so much, guys, and once again, welcome to TFX family. Thank you.